Hi, I'm Jess and today we're going to make macaroni cheese. The first thing you need to do is preheat the oven to 200 degrees Celsius. Next, I'm going to put a large pan of water on the stove to bring to the boil for the macaroni, and you can also add a small amount of salt to the water. So you want to top and tail the leek. You then want to make an incision all the way down the leek, but be careful not to go all the way through the leek. This just means will make it easier for you to wash the leek. Then give them a really thorough wash. Once you've washed the leeks, if you then just give them a quick dry on some absorbent paper, something like kitchen towel's fine. Next, you want to finely chop the leeks. This doesn't need to be precise, but you can cut the leeks into long strips and then just cut across into smaller pieces. Next, I'm going to start making the cheese sauce. I've first of all put the milk into a pan and put that on the stove. It's worth heating the milk up as it's easier to make a smoother cheese sauce. You might also notice I'm using larger quantities than what you've got. This is because I'm making an extra dish just to pop in the freezer. Once the pan of water has come up to the boil, you can tip the macaroni into it. This will then take about 7 to 8 minutes to cook. Then you want to add your butter to the pan. Once that starts to melt, you can add the leeks to sweat as well. You should keep an eye on the leeks so that they don't burn. Just move them about in the butter to make sure they're coated. You also want to keep an eye on the milk. You want it to be hot to create a lump-free sauce, but just keep an eye on it so that it doesn't get scalded. You don't want to break the macaroni, but every now and again it's worth giving it a little stir in the water as well. You'll know the macaroni's done as it starts to soften. Be careful not to overcook the macaroni because it will also continue to cook in the oven. Once it is ready, you can drain it into a colander. Your pasta is now ready for the sauce, so just pop it to the side. You can tell we're nearly there with the leeks because they've gone a nice translucent colour. Once the butter is completely melted and the leeks are soft and the milk is hot, I'm going to slowly add the flour to thicken the sauce. Stir the flour in well, and don't worry if it looks like I've got a lot more than you. Remember, I said I'm making an extra portion for the freezer. Once you've added all the flour, you want to continue stirring to cook out the flour. This is so your sauce doesn't have a raw taste. You'll know it's nearly there when the mixture starts to form a doughy ball. At this point, you want to start slowly adding your milk. It's worth taking your time at this point to make a nice smooth sauce. If it looks like it's starting to catch at the bottom of the pan, you can take it off the heat momentarily and continue to add the milk and stir in. The more milk you add, the more the doughy ball will start to look more sauce-like, and you want to continue doing this until you've added all of the milk. Now you can see our sauce is nearly there. Although it looks like it's nearly there, you do want to continue cooking it out for about 5 minutes on the heat, and this is, again, is to get rid of the doughy taste. Next, you want to season the sauce. Add the English mustard, salt and pepper. Once you've added the seasoning, stir it into the sauce. Taste the sauce to check it's seasoned okay. If you think it needs more, just add some more salt, pepper or mustard. Once you're happy with the seasoning, slowly add the cheese. Be careful at this point because it can quite easily burn, and don't forget to leave some cheese to sprinkle on top. Next, take the sauce off the heat and slowly tip in the macaroni. Then you want to cover the pasta with the sauce. Pour into an oven-proof dish. Finally, sprinkle with grated cheese and breadcrumbs. You're then ready to put the dish into the oven until it's piping hot. As you can see, the macaroni is ready when it's crispy and golden brown on top. We've served ours with broccoli, but you can serve it with green beans or the veg of your choice.